Hey guys, it is Tanya and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another speed build. Today I'm back with another installment of the Squish and we're building a tiny house that is inspired by Gothic design and architecture. I had a lot of fun with this one. This is something I built on stream earlier in the month and it changes quite a bit. At first, I had a very vague idea of what I wanted the roofline to look like, and we kept something very similar to that, but it does change a little bit on the exterior, and I definitely explored platforms on the exterior and having a little bit of a different yard space than normal. There isn't a ton of landscaping on this lot. It ends up being a lot more of like a patio space. And also the color scheme changes quite a bit. At first I was going for like really dark and black, and there still is elements of that in the final result, but there's a lot more whites to balance it out. And overall, I just think it came out really cute in the end. I was very much inspired to do this by wanting to use both the archway from Realm of Magic on the exterior, as well as I always forget what it's called, but that top of the wall trim that is from Vampires. I thought that was fun, and then we have sort of a wrap around porch situation going on right now using the platforms and playing around with the roofing, and this ends up being like a true tiny house. It's pretty small on the inside. I think the tiles end up being a little bit on the bigger side because I did use platforms, so all the exterior space counts as part of the interior space for the tile count for the tiny house residential lot type. So I don't remember off the top of my head how big this actually ends up being tile wise, but on the inside it is quite small. But I think it came out cute. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom tiny house, as many of my tiny homes are. I do want to build some more that are on the bigger side though. I know that kind of sounds silly, bigger tiny houses, but like I guess for like families of Sims or friends or roommates or whatever have you, more than 2 Sims. So if you have any specific suggestions that you'd like to see, I am totally down for that. And obviously now that we have cottage living, if there's any more things you would like to see in that realm, that could be fun. I know when I had super early access, I had done a build for like a gardener or a florist, and I also did the tiny cottage on wheels, which I really enjoyed doing. So of course, if you have any tiny house suggestions or any suggestions, as always, please leave those down below. I always read through all of the comments and I write down so many ideas. So I always love reading that. Anyway, another thing I really liked on the exterior here is using this window up in the roof space. It's actually from Snowy Escape. I just thought it was a really fun detail, and I'm just kind of messing around with the wallpapers now and being very indecisive. Kind of going back and forth between white swatches and black swatches and which textures do I want to use. And I think the roof changes a couple of times as well, at least the texture on it. But as we're messing around with those swatches and adding this chimney here, I just wanted to let you guys know that this is available on the Sims 4 gallery if you guys would like to download it. All you have to do to find it is search my origin ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You could also find it under the hashtag Miss Gryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. Here I'm using these little pieces to kind of add some decorations to the side of the build. I don't really know what to say they're for. They don't look like they're holding up anything. I just thought that they looked cool, and I also used some vines here as well. Those are ones from the Discovery University pack. I probably would have used the ones from Cottage Living, except I built this in the beginning of the month before Cottage Living came out. Like, I think this was built on the 4th, maybe? Yeah, I built this on the 4th of July. There we go. So I didn't have access to those vines, but I think that these vines worked pretty nicely in the end. They're really pretty. They were some of my favorites in the game before we got Cottage Living. But now that we have Cottage Living, oh my gosh, I'm going to be overusing those vines for quite some time. But moving on to the landscaping here, at first I wasn't really sure how I wanted to do this, so I'm just like laying down some tiles, trying to figure out where I want plants, and it ends up being incredibly structured. But I always find that fun because I don't do it very often. My favorite type of landscaping is definitely kind of overgrown and organic. So I do that the most often. So when I do stuff like this, even though it's not my favorite type of landscaping, I do have a lot of fun with it because it's so different from my norm. So I have like a structured garden bed up there. I also have like so much outdoor living space. You'll see as we decorate out here what I do with it. And we're going to get lots of plants in here. Oh, I used these little garden bed, like, I don't know what to call them. Stones? That's a good word, Tanya. You got it. Stones. Garden bed stones from Journey to Batu. It was a suggestion from chat, and I thought it looked so cute, so I decided to use those. I haven't used those in a while. I feel like I used them a lot when we first got Batu because I was like, you know what? I'm not too happy about the idea of this pack, but there are some really cool debug items, and I was just like, these stones are the best thing ever. I was very excited. So I was happy to use those here. And then since I was using those, I used a couple more decorations from Batu, like the tree out back is from there. And then we're just grabbing all sorts of other landscaping stuff. These are some bushes that I think are from Get Together. I think Get Together is one of my most used debug landscaping. Once again, I feel like cottage living is going to take over because there are so many beautiful trees and plants. The rose bushes, oh my goodness. I'm kind of very much into that catalog and excited to have it. I also used this really pretty tree out front that came with Snowy Escape. I think that just looks so nice. It doesn't really make a lot of sense here, but I liked it, so I used it anyway. Thought it was a nice statement piece, and I also used a couple of those stone rugs out front to make it kind of connect to the edge of the lot, because this is one of the lots that doesn't actually connect to the road properly, which always bothered me, but I also really like this lot. This is one of the ones that I use quite often when I build tiny houses because it's a good size. It's normally where the bar lot is on in Windenburg. I was like, Get Together World. What is it called? Windenburg. This is where the Shrieking Llama normally is, so I do use it quite a bit. I'm pretty sure it's a 20 by 15 or 20 by 20. It's a smaller lot. I like the smaller lots. They're my favorite. And then outside here, we do obviously have this table. There's a barbecue I'm adding as well. And I think we're going to be kind of popping in and outside, figuring out the floor plan, adjusting the porch space, and figuring out what I want to have outside. But we're getting a step down on the back because, there's some platforms. So I wanted to make sure you don't just walk out the door and fall. Granted, that doesn't work that way in The Sims. But in real life, missing a staircase outside of a door, that'd be pretty bad. That would definitely be pretty bad. Anyway, inside here now, I'm trying to figure out the floor plan. I ends up having a very small bedroom. It's just a 3x2, the size I normally make bathrooms in a regular size house. I've definitely done this before, but I thought it worked out nicely, and it makes it so the living space feels quite spacious. So I end up using these counters from Vampires, and I love what I end up doing here. You'll see here momentarily. The counters actually end up being on an angle, and then the couch is against that angle. Yeah, here it is. I'm using the couch from the Paranormal Stuff Pack. I can't remember if I used it in this swatch or if I switched it out. I know I've been overusing that since we got it, but it's just really pretty. I love having couches in the game that have cushions and blankets and all of that. I remember when I first got the Parenthood couches just being all about them because of the cushions on them. So as we get more and more couches with cushions, I will continue to use them more and more. Does anyone else relate? Do you have a couch you use too often because it's just too good? Because paranormal. Anyway, this is going to be what the kitchen looks like. I have some blue curtains in here. Oh, I did change the swatch of that couch to be the blue and black one. Nice. I couldn't remember if I kept it as the white one or changed it to this one. I think this one's pretty cute in the end. And yeah, that's pretty much the kitchen, getting some blue wallpaper as well. The whole color scheme inside is very much black, white, and blue with a little bit of gold as well because we have the goldish bronzy color on the door. That is a door from Strangerville. Still one of my favorite packs for the doors. They're so pretty. I love them so much. So definitely using that here. And this is going to be where the TV is. I'm using a couple of these tables that came with the Courtyard Oasis kit. And then we have some shelves that I'm going to fill up with clutter up above and getting our temperature controls and our fire alarm. Putting a candle up here and some books. And I'm trying to remember what else I put up there for glitter. I know I filled them up. More books. These ones. This is from Vintage Glamour. I think that's a really cute item. I don't use it very often, but I do like it. And then do I end up keeping this vase? I think I do, and I put a different plant inside of it. I like to do that with plants, give them more custom vases or put them in baskets and things like that. I love combining items, creating new pieces of furniture, new pieces of clutter, all of that with existing items, just combining things. That is definitely something I really enjoy doing. And then we're back in the kitchen working on getting some more clutter. We get a fruit bowl, paper towels, some necessities and just some cute things as well, because I felt like it wasn't cluttered enough, because I like clutter and I barely added any. So I had to go back and try and find something to fill up the space with so that it didn't feel so empty and so not me. I think it came out okay in the end. I apparently am struggling to decide what I want to put here. And did I add those? I think I added the wine bottles. Nice, nice. I also really like adding clutter on top of stovetops. I just think it's realistic that you leave something up there. I feel like my stove always has random stuff on top of it. Whether that's like food that I didn't put away yet, that I left out a couple hours ago, or an extra pot, or you brought home the groceries. I don't know. I guess it's because I have a small kitchen. When I bring home groceries, they always end up on top of the stove as I'm putting them away. Anyway, this is the bathroom. It's very simple. It's just got it doesn't have a shop. It just has a stand-up shower. But I am using the sink and the mirror that came with vampires, which are really, really pretty. I think they fit the style of this house very well. And they're not ones that I use that often, so it's always exciting to do that. And I think I grabbed the matching towel as well. Once again, an item I don't use very often. So I just, it's cute. I really love this house. This is one of the ones that I had mentioned. I built this over on stream, and I was getting so excited about it and like giddy and just smiley every time I play something down. I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks so cute. I was just overly happy about it, which is always a good feeling to have when you're building and you're just like, I love how this is coming out. This is so great. And I don't know. I don't like tooting my own horn and being like, I'm a great builder, because I don't really feel like I am, but it's such a great feeling when you're enjoying your build and you think it's coming out really well. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to say. But working on the bedroom now, it is very small. Like I had mentioned, this is just like a canopy bed that came with Seasons, I'm pretty sure. Ooh, I think it's Seasons. And there's just like a bedside table with some decorations and a floor-length mirror as well. I ended up putting a dresser out in the main living space because it fits in this area well. And then, you know, it's a dresser. So your Sims have a dresser. I used the one from Realm of Magic because I fit the style really well and it's so pretty. Plus it's tall. I really wanted a skinny dresser. So my options were really this one, or I could have also done tiny living or university. There was a few different options, but I really liked this one. We have some candles above it, and then I am cluttering up this area with some baskets and some shoes off to the side. And I think a plant as well. I wanted to make everything look lived in and cluttered, but not too cluttered. Hopefully I achieved that. And then the hanging plant as well, and some more landscaping. But that's pretty much it for this build. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. That really does help me out. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.